Why in the world has Senoia been booming over the last few years?
I bet it's the charming town.
It could be all the new construction.
Maybe it's that you can get a little more for your money.
Or the larger lots.
Let's talk about that. So if you've ever been to one of those small towns where it's just kind of a step back in time, got that real nostalgic feel, you've got Main Street, historic homes, little boutiques and shops and charming restaurants,
then you know what Senoia is like. So downtown Senoia has been really well renovated over the last few decades. They put a lot of money into Main Street. The buildings have been upgraded. It really is a beautiful town, and it's surrounded by these historic homes. Some of them actually came in on the train, ordered by Sears and Roebuck. It was the ultimate very first DIY house.
It was, and Dave and I actually had the privilege of showing one of those homes about 6 or 7 years ago, and it was really fun to go in, and of course the train, because it literally was right next to the train tracks. The train was still active, came by, you just kind of bracing yourself, no rattling. It was pretty solid house.
We've shown a lot of historic homes in downtown Senoia, and I think that was probably the best well-built solid home we've shown.
Yeah.
And when you go to downtown Senoia, you'll have these historic homes. There are also some brand new homes that look historic, but it really is a beautiful downtown area to walk around and enjoy.
And one of the things that the city has done that cultivates that small town feel is they have a lot of activities throughout the year.
Well, and the one that they do every month is Alive After 5.
Yeah, one of our favorites, and that is the third Friday of every month. If you don't go with your neighbors or your friends,
you're going to meet them there.
Yeah, you're sure to run into them. There's lots of activities.
So they'll shut down Main Street, and they'll bring in food trucks. They'll bring in different artisans. They'll have their stuff set up.
There's always live music.
Always live music. It's basically a street party.
It is. The shops are open late. It's just a lot of fun. People from outside of Senoia come.
Oh, they'll come down from Atlanta, up from Macon. They'll come from all over the state to enjoy Senoia. Now, I tell you a little secret, though. Don't tell anybody else.
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
So when they have the food trucks, a lot of times those food truck lines get pretty long. People forget that there's a restaurant right there. And there's been multiple times the food truck line looked like it's 20, 30 minutes. We go in and checked into one of the restaurants, and 10 minutes later, we're sitting down ordering our meal.
Yeah, I think the assumption is it's going to be a long wait, but it's not. So
it's a little secret for you.
And then you move into Porch Fest, which is really a cool thing that they just started. I guess this year will be the third year.
Porch Fest is literally that. They'll have local bands, local musicians will come and perform on these historic front porches, or backyards, or front yards.
The porch of the yard is the stage, which is really fun. You can wander around again. The shops are open.
Mm-hmm. And there's food trucks and all that as usual.
And then, of course, you go into May and you've got the Memorial Day celebration. And just like a lot of small towns, very reverent. It's a special time to remember our fallen heroes. And they
red,
do
white,
it.
And blue decorations everywhere.
Yes, they do it well. And it's over by Lake Merrimack, which is over by Senoia's town library.
Festivities all over town. But of course, the big crown jewel of the day is the fireworks, and that's over at Lake Merrimack. And they also have a lot of other activities there throughout the day.
Yeah, they open about 5 o'clock. You're going to see blankets and chairs, and they have tables that people can pay to reserve ahead of time. Jumpy houses, lots of fun. But it is a magnificent fireworks display at about 10 o'clock.
And my actual favorite thing that Senoia does is the yearly car show.
And that's in September, and yes, he loves it.
Amy, she puts up with it for me.
So one of Dave's very favorite activities that they do is the annual car show.
So whether you're into muscle cars, sports cars, antique cars, it doesn't matter. They have it all. There's usually about 500 cars from all over the state. And a lot of times the guys who built those cars are standing right there. And trust me, they love to talk about the cars. It's a fun thing to go to. So as fall comes in line and October rolls around, we have Halloween. And the fall decorations in Senoia are amazing.
Yeah, the historic homes, as you can expect, a lot of them really play that up. Some of the homes that were highlighted in the Walking Dead series, you're going to see some nods to some of the shows And that's a lot of fun.
So, like, if you're a Walking Dead fan, the pudding house
Yes.
where he was sitting on the roof eating the pudding, that's there. And they actually put a mannequin up there. It's easy to find. It's just a little east of town. You'll find it.
Yeah, it's
West.
a lot of fun.
I'm wrong. It was west. It's a little west of town.
And then kind of like Alive After 5, but at the weekend of Halloween, they have, again, a big Main Street party where all the stores are open, vendors are there, artisans.
They
and
have
a costume party.
they have a costume contest for kids, but also your fur babies. So dress up your big old golden doodle, bring them down, and see if you can win something.
And then, of course, as you would expect, it becomes extra magical around Christmas time with the lights and the snowflakes and the
big tree at the end of
yes.
Main Street, and they even put a sleigh in front of the tree. Your picture taken in the sleigh, and sometimes Santa's there in the sleigh. You get your picture taken with him
And
too.
of course, they open all that up with a parade at the very beginning of December. So a lot of fun. And again, all these activities that they promote seasonally and every month really add to the small town charm. So right around Main Street, of course, off of Main Street, you have a lot of the historic homes, but you also have some newer neighborhoods.
So it's much more limited than Peachtree City, your golf cart accessibility, but it's there and you can still do it.
We will be referring to Peachtree City, Fayetteville. You'll hear us talk about Noonan or Sharpsburg, and that's because they literally butt up to Senoia. So, and of course, Peachtree City is known as a golf cart community.
Another reason we compare it to Peachtree City so much is so many of our clients, Peachtree City is a little bit more famous. That's where they first look, and then they discover these other great towns around Peachtree City, Senoia being one of them.
Of course, if you want to live in the downtown area of Senoia, lots of options. You are going to pay a little bit more for that, though, and that's kind of to be expected.
But you can have the convenience to be able to walk to Live After 5 or walk to the car show and not have to look for parking or walk to that restaurant.
Or take the golf cart, don't forget.
Or take the golf cart. But it really is another level of just enjoying this small town.
Now, even though I said earlier you may pay a little more, you still, if you're looking in Senoia, are going to get a little more for your money. And that comes in a lot of different ways. One is land.
So, if you want some property, you can get it right outside downtown. Inside downtown, most of the lots are fairly small, half acre or less. You might be able to get an acre. You get outside of downtown, though, we've sold lots of 10-acre lots for clients. You can get a good piece of land. There's lots of neighborhoods that are every lot in there is a minimum of an acre.
Yeah, and that's with new construction too. So I would say a lot of the new construction is at least a half an acre, and it's not unusual to have at least an acre. And a lot of people love that because, again, like Peachtree City, even though they have newer construction, you're not going to find a lot with an acre lot.
Well, and most of the new construction in Peachtree City right now is your luxury price point. Yeah. Now, you can get luxury price points in Senoia, but you can get all the other price points as well.
So we talk about new construction, and that's really something that has drawn a lot of people to Senoia over the years.
So many people want new construction, and there's a good reason for it. You can buy a house, and hopefully you're not going to have to worry about replacing windows, roof, HVAC for decades. They're more efficient. The HVAC units are more efficient. The windows are more efficient. So your electric bill is lower. There's a lot of advantages of a new home, and a lot of people want them.
So another thing that really appeals to some people about Senoia is you don't have all the big box stores. And, while that can be convenient, some people really don't want that 5 minutes from their house. They love the idea that they're going to go support the mom and pop stores or the boutiques.
And so pretty much everything in Senoia is family owned and operated. And to just a couple years ago, the only grocery store in town was Crook's Grocery Store. And when you went up to check out, Mr. Crooks was there checking you out. And just a couple years ago, they built a beautiful Publix right down the street. And of course, Mr. Crooks said, I'm not going to bother competing with them.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm going to turn it into a liquor store. And it is one of the nicest, largest liquor stores I've ever been into.
They didn't have a liquor store before that. And so it's quite popular. Go figure.
The man is a genius.
Yes. So anyway.
So probably the furthest from Senoia to get to a big box store is 30 minutes. There's some areas that are a little closer. Peachtree City is just right there. You can get to some stuff in Peachtree City faster. But if you want that little town feel, it's there. And you're not that far from getting to big box shopping. So
between the charm of a small town, the new construction, the opportunity to get a little more for your money and the land,
Senoia is a great option for a lot of people. Now, if you move into the Atlanta area, we're your team.
Yes, whether you're thinking about doing that in the next few months, or you're just kind of getting into the beginning and it might be a year or two and your timeline's a little longer, don't hesitate to reach out. We have people with all different timelines reaching out. We'd love to hear from you.